Hey guys, this is Nitin, and in this video I'm going to quickly show you how to find profitable products on Amazon that you can sell as private label. So I created a brand new tool called Diggarr, and Diggarr will enable you to find these products without actually physically going to the Amazon site and doing the search there. So if you've been trying to do Amazon product research for any number of times now, you'll find that it's very difficult to collect information in a convenient way. So Diggarr will help you do that. Okay, so before I start, I'll quickly tell you about the user interface. So it's split into two areas. The top area is where you provide the search, and the bottom area is where you have your results set. Right, so when you do the search, it will return the result sets down here. On the right, we see that there'll be a product picture when we click on an item, and then we see some more information, which I'll tell you in a minute. All right, so first of all, we're going to start by showing you how to do a simple search. And in this area, you can actually do a category drill down, which we'll go through, and it's a very powerful feature. Right, so first of all, let's go ahead and search for a product. So I've been looking at power banks because I wanted to kind of look into this product market and see if these are products that we can sell. Right, so there's a few things here that we need to look at. So region, so there's various regions such as Canada, Germany, the UK. So you can select from a number of regions. We'll stick to Amazon.com, which is in the USA. Category, once again, there's lots of categories here. These are all the available categories. We'll stick to all. And the third item is the top items. So how many items do you want to pull down? So we can pull down, between 10 and 50. So we'll stick to 10. And this option here, availability, will basically return either all items or available items. And available items are basically items which have an inventory. So we'll go with all items. So that's basically it. And we click on the go button. And Diggarr is going to basically go to Amazon, and we can click while it's finding, and we can see all these products. We can see the product image there, and we can see a lot of information. Right, so down here we see the progress bar. We've basically returned 10 items, which is in line with the number of items we wanted to return here. All right, so once we have this information, we can quickly see that we have the ASIN number here. Right, we have the title, we have the brand, so it tells you the brand here, and the category is interesting because it actually gives you a breakdown or the full breadcrumb path of the category. So you can see that this particular product is in the batteries and battery packs, but it's the top level category is cell phones and accessories. Right, so that's very useful. The bestseller ranking, now this is really useful information. So it tells you here the bestseller ranking, which is the top category bestseller ranking. See that here. We see the selling price or the lowest selling price we see here. Here there's the average sales per day for this particular item, and then we'll see the sales projection for the week. Average customer rating, we see the total reviews. We can see in the inventory that we have how many new. So this particular item, there's only one item in the inventory. So this might be a good, I mean, if you look at these items here, you can see that the top 10 guys are not carrying a lot of inventory. So this might be a good reason to get into this market, because these probably will sell out and then they won't have any inventory, and then you can jump in here. Right, so this would be a good indication. Not a lot of used, right? So everything is new. Nobody wants to buy used, so nobody bothers with that. So this is really good information. Here, once again, we've got the category, but we actually, if you're listed in multiple categories, then this information gives you the multiple categories, and it's actually delimited by a pipe. So for example, this one we can see in electronics, and we can also see in cell phones and accessories. So that might be a good way of kind of seeing the multiple categories that this particular item is in. Now we come to the dimensions. So this is really important for a first product. It's a good idea to keep the product weight low. So if this is, if it weighs too much, then it'll cost you more in the long run to actually sell this product. And here you can see the length, width, and height of the product. And then here we can see the packaging dimensions and weight as well. So this will be very useful information. Now when we click on this, down here we basically see the same information for this particular item, but it's just in this more tabular format here. So it's easier to see. You can have a look at this, and I like this because if I scroll over here and I'm looking at this and I really want to see the dimensions, then I just go down here and I can take a look at the dimensions here, right? So it's just a convenient way of looking at information. All right, okay, so that's that. Now let's go ahead and right click. So all the options that you want to do here, you can right click and then you can see, right? So for this particular item, I can show the item detail page by clicking on this, and it's going to bring up a browser window like this, and then it's going to give you the details here. So you can see the full listing on Amazon, right? And then you can see down here some more. Bestseller ranking is 4,895, and you probably see that here too. So you see 4,895. So it does pull out the information correctly, right? And the same thing we can do, we can see the item review page, right? So we can see that, and then you can quickly go down here and you can kind of read the reviews. Now in a future version, I think I'm going to extract all this information out into a convenient grid control, so you can kind of quickly see and filter by the rating. So if you just want to see all the 2-star or the 1-star, you click and then we'll see it. But that's coming. So remember, lifetime of updates are free for this product. Okay. All right. Next one, we can see that we can export the listings. So we can export all of the listings. Okay, I'm just going to bring up Notepad so I can show you. I'll just use Notepad here. So if I right click and I say export all listings, it says it's put it in the clipboard, and then you can go into Notepad and you can paste. So it looks a little bit, because I'm word wrapping. If I don't word wrap, you can see that it's nicely formatted, and you can copy and paste this into a spreadsheet with no problems, right? So, or the other thing you can do is you can control click the items that you want to save to the clipboard, right click, and then you can say export selected listing like that, and then when you paste that in there, you'll just get the 4 listings. All right. Another really good feature is that you can if you want to keep this, let's say you want to keep these couple of items around, you can bookmark them. You can just basically select, control click to select, right click, and then you can say bookmark selected listings. And when you do that, it'll go into the tab called bookmark listings, right? So you see this, and you won't lose these unless you right click and then you say clear, right? Now, here's a really interesting and a powerful feature, which is the data analysis, right? So when we click on that, it's going to give you, the number of items that you've selected here. It's going to give you some statistics over the number of items. So you can see here, total reviews, 18,000. So these are the total reviews across all 10 products, or the number of items you've selected. Then we can see the number of units sold is 170 per day per month, and then we can see here that there's 5,000 units of these being sold a month, so this is really good. Now over here we see that 600 of these items have been sold by the top 2 sellers, and then the rest of them are selling 3,000. So it's not like the top 2 sellers have got the monopoly. And then this gives you the percentage of the breakdown. Okay, and then the last metric here is really interesting. So we can see that the combined sales of the top 2 seller is taking 23% of the sales, and the rest has taken 76%. So if you want to go into this market, it's not too bad actually. It's a good market to go into. Now, if you've been listening to any of the videos by Scott Volker or Greg Mercer, they kind of explain their 10-10-1 rule, and they have a whole bunch of rules, and I've tried to kind of base that this analysis on that recommendation. So if you're interested, you can just jump over to youtube.com and search for Scott Volker or Greg Mercer's videos, and they explain that rule. But I'm kind of trying to give you as many metrics as I can. All right, so this might be a good market to go into, and that's great. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we can do here. So filtering. So once we have our results set, we can start playing around with the filters, right? So here we can BSR stands for bestseller ranking, by the way. So we can filter by minimum or maximum. So we can specify a range for the BSR, the price, the total reviews, and then we can sort by BSR up or down, right? BSR price or total reviews. Right? So for example, let's say we want to sort by total reviews, and we want to make sure that let's do it by BSR. That might be better, right? So here we want to say give me bestseller ranking below let's say 1,000, and then we'll click apply, and what it does is it gives you actually this one is in BSR maximum. So maximum is 1,000. So anything under 1,000 is showing up here, right? Or you could say here that maximum 1,000. So anything over 1,000 will show up here. Okay, so that's how you do sorting and filtering. I think it's a really powerful feature. And then we'll come to the keywords. So in order for me to demonstrate the keywords, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down 50 items, because you'll see the power of keywords. Okay, so I'm going to select 50 here, and I'm going to click go. And it's going to take a few seconds, so I'll come back once they've downloaded. Alright, so we're back. So we asked for up to 50 items, and Amazon returned 45. Now if you do it again, you might get more, you might get less, so it's all in real time. So now that you have the 50 items, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on keywords, and this is a really powerful feature. I think one of the things that a lot of sellers on Amazon want is, what are the relevant keywords that I need to use, and they go to third-party tools and they try to find out what people are searching for. But remember, this is something that I thought of, that across 50 items, and these are top selling items, by the way. So these sellers have already done the hard work for you. They've optimized their listings. They've got all the relevant keywords in there. So all we need to do is basically harvest all the keywords from the title and the description and the features. So all the content, what I do is I basically run through all the content of all the selected item, or all the returned items, I should say, and I give you the keyword and I give you the frequency of the keyword here. So you can see that power, and it's sorted by frequency as descending, right? So you see power is the most popular keyword, then bank, then mAh. So this is the milliamperes, this is the current, then battery, charger, and it goes on and on. Now, because we've selected all categories, you may get something which might not make any sense, but that's something that you'd need to kind of filter out, right? So the other really good, so basically you can take all these keywords, right? And then you can go into the Amazon seller back office, and you can plug these keywords into your keyword section in there, and that will be really good. The way you export these keywords is you can say comma delimited or one per line. I'm going to add one more option here which says space delimited, right? But let me just show you. So comma delimited, I'll say export, and then if I bring up my notepad, I can right click and paste, and these are all the keywords which let me just wrap this so you can see. So all the keywords come up here, right? And then you can just simply copy and paste this into the Amazon seller back office. All right. Another really good feature here is that you can actually exclude words. So for example, I'm just trying to find something. Let's say you wanted to exclude common words like the, is, and, she, it, all those kind of words. For example, X, it just says X, right? So if you want to exclude that because it doesn't make any sense, you can add this to the global exclusion list, which I'll show you in the preferences in a second. But basically, we just click on exclude. You select and then you exclude like that, right? And you can go down the list, and as you use the tool and you find more common words that you want to exclude, you just basically click on it and exclude, and it will actually add it to the global list. And that means that when you look at other keyword lists, they will exclude the ones that you already excluded, right? So you can build up an exclusion list like that, which is kind of really popular, right? Okay, all right, so let's exit that, and I want to show you the final feature, which is drill down by category. But let me just go ahead and clear the listing. And over here, all we need to do is right click and we say get top level categories. Alright, so it quickly goes and gets you all the top level categories that are available on Amazon. And let's say we want to dig down into, let's say, beauty. So all we need to do is double click, and we see that the beauty category has two subcategories, products and featured categories. Now if you double click in products, or you can right click and say get subcategories. Now you have 6 more. Then we can go into makeup, double click there, and we see 9 more. Then we can go into body and we see 6 more. So you get the idea, right? You're actually drilling down into the category. So we start with the top level category, and we can see that we can quickly drill down and see all the sub level categories. Now here's the power of this feature. If I want to find the top 10 best sellers in any of the category levels, all I need to do is basically right click here and say show top sellers. Okay, and it's going to go and bring up the top sellers in the beauty category, right? And give you all the relevant metrics that you're looking for. Right, so this is really, really powerful. Now it keeps this result, so I can go down more. So say body, glitter, I'll double click that. Now I'm actually right down at the lowest level because I don't have any more child categories underneath body glitter. Now I can do the same thing, show top sellers. Alright, so it's going to get the top sellers for this. Now you're not going to duplicate anything here because it does check for duplication. So these are all unique items that you're going to return. Alright, so there you have it. This is a really really powerful feature, and this is Diggarr, and you can use Diggarr to quickly find products that you want to private label, or do retail arbitrage, or whatever you want to do. So I hope you enjoyed the demonstration, and thanks for watching.